Yes, ma'am.
So, continuing with the cross-cultural communication, I would like to invite Harshit to give his presentation on cross-cultural communication.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I am Harshit, and I'm uh, going to just prepare a presentation on cross-cultural communication. Yeah. First, cross-cultural communication comprises of two words, culture and communication. So let us know that what culture basically means. So as I have written, culture is a group which shapes a person's values and identity. So, or we can say that the art and other manifestations of human intellectual achievements, which regarded collectively, or we can say that the ideas or the customs or the social behaviors of a particular people or society are is referred as a culture. As it is formed with a different subparts like race, ethnicity, and gender, class, religion, country of origin, geographic region, as the culture depends upon these factors, as it differs or it varies from part time, and it differs from place to place and the gender to gender, or we can say that it differs in every geographical region. So coming towards the next, there are six. On next page, as they are written, there are six fundamental patterns of culture differences. So here, how can we identify the culture or how can we differentiate the culture? So these are the ways through which we can differentiate our cultures, like different communication styles, different attitude towards conflicts, different approaches in completing the task, different decision-making styles, different attitude towards disclosure, or different approaches to knowing. So these are the different styles, which is derived with the different factors like race, ethnicity, gender, class, religion, country of origin, or we can say the geographical region. These are the factors, but the cultural differences varies with this particular subtopic. So coming towards the next, after culture, the word communication comes. On next page, yeah, the communication basically means the interaction between two or more people for sharing or communicating their ideas or information. So as here written, it draws on speech patterns, language, and verbal messages. So communication can be verbal, or we can say that it is also non-verbal. So coming towards the next page, the combination of culture and communication, it comes cross-cultural communication. As here written, cross-cultural communication is a field of study that looks at how people from different cultural backgrounds communicate in similar or different ways among themselves and how they endeavor to communicate across cultures. So it shows the people behavior or their native places that shows their culture or behavior. So it depends basically on different factors like age, customs, values, as given in the next page, like age, customs, values, gender, country, ethnicity. These are the factors on which the culture of the particular person derives, or the behavior of the particular person derives. So, coming towards the cultural context, there is two type of cultural context, as it is high versus low context. So, as high context cultures, as cultures that rely heavily on non-verbal and subtle situations, cues in communication, like in North America or in Western Europe, many people tends to share their communication with non-verbal type and share their information while while having gestures with their hand or shaking their heads. And the next one is low context cultures, as cultures that rely heavily on words to convey meaning in communication. Like in Middle East, or we can say in Asian culture, the gestures is not very effective in sharing the information or like transferring any kind of information to others. Here the words are heavily dependent, and it have heavy impact in sharing the information to the others. So coming towards the next page, the communication have two parts, that is verbal communication and non-verbal communication. So in verbal communication, like face-to-face communication, telephonic communication, and radio or TV, here the main part, here the main uh, Here, the main thing is the information is transferred from one person to another on with words or having conversation with each other. And in non-verbal communication, the communication through, I mean, next page, the communication through sending and receiving wordless cues like eye contact. In eye contact, some cultures, looking people in the eyes is honesty and straightforwardness, and in others, like it is seen as challenging a dude. So, taking some examples, like if we talk about Asian cultures, so in many Asian cultures, extended eye contact can be taken as a front or a challenge of authority. So, if we talk about the US culture, so if you have a good eye contact with a person, it generally signifies that you are interested in a person. So these are some examples in eye contact. So coming towards the gestures, a gesture is basically a movement of a part of the body, especially a hand or the head, to express an idea or meaning or giving some information. The next one is touch. So like in Islam and Hinduism, touching with left hand is insulting. And the last one is voice, that is paralanguage. The nonverbal communication also depends upon your body gestures and how you represent yourself in front of others. So coming towards the next page, yeah, the clothing. Here, the clothing plays a very vital role in deriving the culture of a particular individual or a group. As traditional clothing is an important part of a religion's history and identity. Like taking some examples, like men tend not to wear suit or jackets and ties in Colombia and the Middle East. If we talk about the Indian culture, the Indian woman, the traditional dress for an Indian woman is sari. And if in Gulf countries, like women have to wear parda and compulsory for every moment, have every woman who visits Saudi, they have to wear the parda. If we talk about the Western countries, the women can wear whatever they want. There is no any kind of uh, particular dress that they have to wear. Coming towards the next page, cultural conflicts in workplace. I think you have moved 2 or 3 pages apart. No, ma'am. Please go back.
Okay.
That, that one more page there. Okay. Uh, After this, no, ma'am, after clothing.
After clothing,
Yeah, colors.
this is
Yes.
like greetings.
Colors. The page has been missed. Ma'am, back page. Before clothing,
Before
one page was there. Colors.
colors.
Ma'am, colors also play a very vital role as a single color can have many different meanings in their different cultures. Like in Asia, orange is positive, spiritually enlightened, and life affirming color. If we talk about the uh, Islam, green is considered as the traditional color of Islam, and like in Western countries, white is a traditional color of bridal dresses, or we can say that in China, blue colored grapes are associated with death. So these are the different colors which have different significance on their cultures. So coming towards the next one is greeting. Yeah. So here is some different kind of greeting in different cultures. Like Westerns always start with a handshake. If we come to Indian culture, Indian usually collide their hands for greeting others. If we come towards the Japanese culture, they bow in front of the others to greet them. So people and also people from France, Spain, Italy, and Portugal, they greet friends by kissing on both cheeks. So these are some different examples how they greet. So coming toward the next page, the next one is cultural conflicts in workplace. One page before.
Yes.
Yes, on that one. Yeah. The cultural conflicts in workplace arises at uh, if because of the difference in the values and norms of behavior from different cultures. As at a workplace, the persons working there belongs from different cultures, and the conflicts arises of different in values and their norms. So This situation create misunderstanding and lead to conflict. So we need to just adapt the situation, adapt the changes, and have to move on with the different cultures or having a better experience. So coming towards the next page, these are the some blocks to cultural communication. The first one is ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism basically it is the inability to accept another culture's worldview. Like suppose if one person says that my way is the best way, other cultures are the worst. So these are the kind of ethnocentrism. Coming towards the discrimination part, discrimination is basically treating an individual due to minority status, sexual and perceived. Like we just are not equipped to serve people like that. Third one is stereotyping. Stereotyping means generalizing about a person that she's like that or he's like that because of Asian or because of South African. So judging a person on the basis of their culture, it comes in stereotyping. The next one is cultural blindness. The cultural blindness is the difference. The difference in this, the difference are ignored, and the process to difference did not exist. Like there is no need to worry about a person's culture. Each and every person have their culture, and they have their right to just follow their culture. No one is here to oppose or just uh, stop anyone for using their for obeying their culture. The next one is cultural imposition. It means it is a belief that everyone should conform to majority. Like we know what's best for you. If you don't like it, you can go elsewhere. It means you can't stop anyone for doing any kind of work accordingly with their culture. The last one is tone difference. The tone difference means a formal tone change becomes embarrassing and off-putting in some culture. Like if we talk to different culture person, they have different tones which derives their culture and tradition. So coming towards the next, improving cross-cultural communication. So these are some points through which we can improve our cultural communication, like overcome ethno- ethnocentrism, like not to judge anyone's culture or not to say that my culture is only the best culture. Next one is recognize cultural variation, learn about cultures, try to adapt the changes, help others to adapt our culture, write and speak clearly about your opinion and all. So these are the cross-cultural communication improvements through which one can overcome with their cultural barriers. So the next slide is tips for effective cross-cultural communication. So for effective cross-cultural communication, one should obey the following some written points. These are like slow down, avoid negative questions. It means to avoid negative questions about your culture. If one is saying that your culture is not good or else, so don't try to just reply. So don't just give a negative. So don't take it negatively. Just be on your culture and have to have the power to adapt the changes and all. Take turns, write it down, be supportive, check meaning, avoid slang. So these are the tips for effective cultural communication to overcome your fear and just to maintain your consistency within all the others. So that's all, ma'am. Thank you.
So that is thank you from Harshit, and thank you from me as well. Like it was a well presented and well prepared uh, PowerPoint presentation on cross cultural communication. Now, why is this important? Let me ask Harshit, how have you felt while preparing this, and what is your takeaway? Yes, Harshit.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. While preparing this presentation, I have just gone through internet and researched about many different cultures. So it come that hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are the one.
Okay. I have said that there are many blogs in different cultures that many things that my culture is best and other ones is not good. So these are the different kinds of having blockings in the communication, cultural communication, through which there is leads in interaction between two or more persons while having in a same or particular group. Like if we talk about any workplace, so at any workplace, the workers are from different backgrounds and different cultures, so they have to just adapt the changes and overcome their cultural background and have to unite themselves for preparing for having a having a better outcome. So ma'am, these are the things which I have
Well,
formed and searched.
Harsha, that was really well presented, and um, I must say, you must
Thank
always
you,
work
ma'am.
on projects given, because it will give you a lot of returns. You will learn a lot of things you learn by doing. And in Simage, we've always been promoting this. If something is new, if the topic was entirely new for you, like what is cross cultural communication, learn by doing it. Learn what it is. There's got to be some alone time with you when you spend your time with intra personal communication, and then you start thinking, you start analyzing, and then you come up with a productive result. So that was one reason why I gave you this self work or self assessment, self evaluation also. So when you do something, you will feel good about. Anybody else is prepared for this for the PPT today? We can include just one more. And you believe me, those who have not started yet, try something new every time. Projects will be coming up on a weekly basis. Like I can ask you to come up with a PPT on stress management. What is stress management? How do you manage stress? And this is something which, what are the 100 ways for you to fight stress? Stress management, prepare it and tell me when you're done. I'm not putting any pressures on you for several reasons. Work done when there's no pressure can be done in a very productive way, in a very creative way. So, is there anybody who would like to share his presentation on or her presentation on cultural communication? If you have not yet started, start this. This is also an open book assessment, OBA. And these are assessments are when you're allowed to open books, when you're allowed to browse the net. This is OBA, open book. Questions are given for you to consult, read, think, wherein you read but you think accordingly. Why this happened? Why that may not have happened? So try this open book assessment. Like cross cultural communication was one project which I gave you. Learn it, read it, learn it, prepare it, and then present it. If you have not yet started, start this now. So the next is PPT, which I would like you to come up with is stress management. Or in other words, what are the 100 ways wherein you can fight stress? And questions, nobody asked any questions. Is there anybody who has a question for Harshit today? Or what is your feedback for Harshit? Yes? You already know what is the importance of feedback. So please give a productive feedback to Harshit.
Ma'am, Harshit's presentation was very good. He has presented in very good way. Because of online, I was unable to see his eye contact and gesture, but his voice modulation was good. The way he has given presentation was good. The presentation itself was good.
How were the slides? Like, were the slides?
Yes, ma'am. That's what I said, that the presentation was good. The slides were very good. And the way he presented is also good.
Okay. Did his voice, did his tone match the words he was speaking, like his verbal and non-verbal communication? Though you could not see him, but then did his tone do justice to whatever he was speaking? Like verbal and non-verbal. In non-verbal, we only have his tone right now. We had his tone right today. So yes, in making a presentation, everything counts. When you see someone, you can see the smiles, the frowns, the expressions, facial expressions. And when you do not see anyone, if you are in a one-to-one telephonic conversation, then you can learn a lot by simply listening to the tone. Yes, anybody else? Please give the feedback. Thank you, Toshi, for your kind words.
Welcome.
Harshit sure is going to like that. Yes, Uttam, give the feedback. Giving feedback is also very productive, and it shows whether you have heard or not. Were you paying attention? Are you a good listener? Right. Yes,
Yes,
Uttam.
ma'am. Harshit presentation is quite good, as I have a lot, as there are a lot of things to learn. Like we know how in different culture people used to greet themselves. What are the meanings of different color in different cultures? As today's world, in a single organization or in a single office, the people from different culture are there and working, and that is so it is very important to have an understanding about different culture to manage and make efficient work out them. That is why it is very good.
Learning cross-cultural communication is very important before you start to work anywhere, especially in multinational companies. There will be people from all walks of life, from just about anywhere and everywhere. So you need to know each other. There has to be a mutual respect for a person's views, values, thoughts, ideas, cultures, religion. You have to be respectful because if you want to be respected by the others, the first rule is that the thumb rule is that you start respecting others. And in a organization where you all working towards a common goal, there shouldn't be any conflict because of cultural differences, right? Yes, continuing with the feedback. People are really quiet in this class. Yes, Aman Srivastav, what is your feedback and what is your takeaway from today's session? Aman, are you there? What did you learn from today's session? What is your takeaway? Aman is not there. He's logged in. Ma'am is, he was good at speaking. Okay, then why can't you say? Okay, okay, he was only good at speaking. What else? No issue. Okay. Aman is down with his net issues. Adarsh, give the feedback. So, what is the next topic for PPT presentation? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the next topic? Are you all
Towards
seeing
stress management.
stress management? You can exceed your slides to not more than 15 slides. 15, 16 is okay. So there is a quote, if there are 100 reasons to cry, there are 1,000 reasons to smile. So she's giving a smile, so I guess she believes it. If there are 100 reasons to cry about, yeah, this happened and that happened and that is not there and I was not prepared and I'm feeling low. So there's no point feeling low about anything. So if you're feeling low about today, I did not make the presentation. Yeah, I'm some sort of a defaulter of some kind. So these feelings are going to take you down, and don't be weighed down by emotion. It happens. We are humans and we are bound to make mistakes. That's only accepted. But do not make this a habit.